There are a number of ways that the great books can affect a student's morality. Abstract thinking skills could influence a student's moral decisions, but more directly, texts included in the great books, like Aristotle's Nicomachean Ethics, serves as a strong foundation in the study of ethics itself. Lastly, there are countless examples of difficult ethical situations included in the great books that can serve as invaluable experience for the student.
That's an abstracting ability. That's an ability on the part of a student to pick out, to locate a definition, and be able to unify a process of reasoning going from premises to a conclusion by having that, by being able to recognize that middle term.
Great books education introduces the notion of ethics. Of course, Aristotle's Nicomachean Ethics. And without ethics, there is no moral compass. I mean, basically, you're born only with a very simple one, which is do good, avoid evil. That becomes very confused for people. So it has to be either developed and refined, or ultimately can be lost, especially when kids are exposed to relativism. So when you have this delicate internal compass, it's very important not to warp it, bend it, to use the analogy of a real compass, to drop it, step on it, and that all happens with kids in public schools or who aren't exposed to great books or great works of ethics.
There are certain things you just don't talk about or you take for granted, but to be exposed to different cultures and different questions and different norms, I think it allows you to reflect back on your own views and your own experience, and to maybe not reevaluate, but assess why you believe what you do. And so I think in that way, reading the great books does allow you to have a deeper understanding ultimately of your personal convictions and live those out on a daily basis.
In conclusion, the development of both abstract thinking skills and a more refined moral compass prepares the student for a broader education, which will help them to lead better lives and to improve the world around them.
But ethics addresses it from the point of view of human reason, and that is covered in the great books. In fact, Aristotle's Nicomachean Ethics is almost always a large part of any religious ethical approach as well, at least in the West. So if kids want to have some idea of how to implement do good, avoid evil, and what do you do in more complex cases where there's, for instance, a good effect and an evil effect, then you have to study ethics. I mean, some people might stumble into the right answer on their own, but if they're fortunate, they're taught how to approach those things in advance of being in an ethical crisis.